All right, good morning, guys. So we're going to pick off where we ended up yesterday. So yesterday we started in measures of center and we talked about the mean. So that is when you have to add up all your data points and then divide it by how many data points you had. So now we're going to work on the median. So the median is a measure of center in which the middle of data is determined. So median, middle, that can kind of help. So this is very, very important. You have to find the median. You have to make sure that you are ordering the data from least to greatest. Then you have to determine the middle of the data sets. If there's not a middle number, then find the average of those two middle numbers. So to find the median, you are going to order your data points from least to greatest, so the smallest to the largest, and then you're going to find the middle number. So we're going to start with this problem. Let me zoom in. All right, so here's our problem. The following data set represents the number of inches of snowfall within a 2-week period. So here is all of our data points that they give us. So the first thing we have to do is put them in order from least to greatest. So I know I have zeros. So I'm gonna just count them out first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then typically when I do this, I like to cross them out up here just so I know I got all of my numbers. All right, so I went ahead and crossed those all out. So now I'm going to go back. And so I left off with 0. So now, let's see. I got a 1.5, I have a 1, and I have a 1. So I have 2 1s. And then I saw I had a 1.5. So I went ahead again and crossed those out for you. So now I'm left with 2, 3, 8, 6, 2, and 3.5. So I'm going to go back in and add what I have left. So the next highest number is 2, and I have 2 of those. So I'm going to put 2 down. I'm going to cross those off. All right, I accidentally kept it on pause while I was still talking. So right now I have all of my numbers in order. It's going from least to greatest. And I crossed them off as I went along, but just stopped when I had a few numbers left. So now that they're in order, I have to find the middle number. So doing that, I'm going to cross off the 2 and 1s. So 0 and 8. I'm going to go ahead and do the next two. 0 and 6. 0 and 3.5, 0 and 3, 0 and 2, 1 and 2. So I'm left with, there's 2 numbers in the middle, which it did say that could happen at the top. So I'm left with 1 and 1.5. So to find the median, I have to take the average of those 2 numbers, or the mean. So again, to do that, you do 1 plus 1.5, which is 2.5. Now I'm going to divide that number. So 2.5 divided by 2, because I'm only dealing with, there's only 2 numbers, the 1 and the 1.5. So to get the average of that, which gives me 1.25. So that means our median is 1.25. So again, I put all those in order, and then I went from outside in, working to find my middle number. And it ended up that I had 2 middle numbers, so I had to add them over here. I got 2.5, and I had to divide it by 2 because there's 2 numbers, giving me 1.25. So 1.25 is our median. I ended up skipping number 5 because there's something wrong with it. I didn't really like it. So we're just moving on to number 6. So the following data set represents the number of pieces of candy in an individual candy serving bag. So remember, we have to put them in order from least to greatest, but remember that the frequency, that tells us how many times the number above it is happening. So I'm going to start putting my list together. So we have 20, but the frequency is 2, so it appears twice. 22 appears 3 times. 24 appears 3 times. 26 does not appear, so we do not include it. 28 once, and 30 once. So now I have to find the middle number. And again, we do that by working from the outside in. 20, 30, 20, 28, bing, 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 bing. And again, we are left with 2 numbers. Again, you can do it this way. So adding them up, 22 plus 24, getting that answer and dividing it by 2. So 22 plus 24 is 46. 46 divided by 2 is equal to 23. So our median is 23. But just looking at this, looking at the numbers 22 and 23, well, think what number is going to be in the middle of that. 23. So you could just do that without having to do this. All right, so the next question, we're applying the mean and median of the data by answering the questions below. So Roanoke Middle School is holding a walkathon, and the top 5 finishers are shown in the table below. So we have our name of the people that were in the top 5 finishers. So Britt, Margie, Jose, Amelia, and Aldo. Our next column gives us the number of laps they completed. So the first question is asking, what is the mean number of laps that the top 5 finishers completed? So in order to do that, we have to add up so 35 plus 33 plus 33 plus 32 plus 30. Oh, that meant that was supposed to be a plus. After adding that up, it gives us 163, but we're not finished yet because it's asking for the mean. So after we add it up, we have to divide 163 by the amount of data points that they gave us. And they gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 163 divided by 5 is 32.6. Which means that the mean number of laps that the top 5 finishers completed was an average of 32.6 laps. So that was the average of each person that ran. The second question is now, what is the median number of laps that the top 5 finishers completed? So now we just have to put these in order. So 30 is our smallest number, so I'll put 30 first. And I see we have 32. It's kind of putting it in order already for us if we just look up. So we have 32, 33, 33, 35. So once again, you're going to work from your way from the outsides in, cross those 2 off, cross these 2 off, and finally we're left with just 1 in the middle. So the median number of laps is 33. And the last question, it says, describe why you think the mean and median are closely related. Well, you could say that all of the data points are close because there is little variability. Because they're all very similar. We have 30, 32, 33, 33, 35. There's not much of a difference. So that is why our median and mean are closely related. So that is all that I have for you guys today. So today we did median. This is just following the lesson that was on the mean. You guys are going to have another quick homework assignment after that. If you have any trouble, please feel free to email me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.